Well, it happened. It really happened. I feel really dumb buying this one. Besides the fact that it's one of the most beautiful Tom Ford private blend collection decanter bottles, as you can see, silver, first time ever, I believe. I could be wrong, but I think this is the first time ever. But what's inside here is so close to Molinard's Lavande. I'm going to compare these two and let you know what the differences are and all the similarities because they're very close. So if you want to find out all about Molinard Lavande compared to Tom Ford's Lavender Extreme, then please stay tuned. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian with Smelling Great Fragrance Reviews. If this is your first time landing on this channel and you love watching fragrance reviews, finding out about new fragrances, discovering new brands, and of course participating in giveaways and still haven't subscribed to my channel, please click that subscribe button below and also click the bell so you'll be notified for future videos and giveaways. Yes, I love lavender fragrances and I fell in love with Lavender Extreme from Tom Ford. I smelled it and you saw my haul video. I didn't pay full retail for this because this retails for $815. I have a friend in Europe who works for Estee Lauder Corporate and I was able to get this discounted. So I didn't pay $815, which is the suggested retail price for a 250 ml bottle of Tom Ford Lavender Extreme. Now with this one, it was recently launched 2019 and really I love the way lavender smells. I've always loved lavender. I have always loved herbs. The way herbs smell are amazing. My dad grew herbs, fruits, vegetables, you name it, everything. So I grew up around plants and planting and gardening and all that kind of stuff. So lavender is a really amazing scent, just as a flower or herb on its own. And even in food, I love lavender in ice cream, vanilla ice cream. I love it in dark chocolate. I think it's just amazing. It's even in tea and things like that. So I love the way it smells. And this actually smells gorgeous. It's gorgeous. But I had smelled the Molinard collection of fragrances in these purple bottles probably 3 or 4 years ago in the city of Epernay in France at a perfume shop called Marionade. Actually, they had the entire collection. And I smelled this, and I remembered Lavande smelling kind of similar, but I didn't think they were so close. I said, you know what? I'm going to smell it again. And I recently smelled it again, and I thought, damn, this is so damn close to the Tom Ford Lavender Extreme. So I contacted the distributor for Molinard, and I requested this bottle. So this was sent to me for this review, but I paid for this one on my own. This was definitely paid for, but I didn't pay the $815 suggested retail price, which doesn't even include tax yet. So our tax rate here in San Francisco is 8.75%. So this would be closer to like 860 or 870 with the tax rate. But I did get this one just to do this comparison because I did smell this recently somewhere and I thought the similarities were similar. So let's compare the notes first. So with this one, with Lavender Extreme, just a little more details. It was 2019 launch. I couldn't find a perfumer for this one. A 50 ml bottle is $320, and of course the 250 ml bottle is $815. If you do the math with the per ml price, if you do it from the 50 ml, per mil you're paying $6.40. That's before tax again. And if you're doing it from the 250 ml, per mil is $3.26 if you do it from this one. And for notes with the Lavender Extreme, you've got 2 kinds of lavender at the top along with bergamot. In the heart you have something called Daucus Carota, which I had to look up. It's called it's wild carrot, but it's a flower, a white flower. And then you also have another kind of lavender, so they're using 3 different kinds of lavender in Lavender Extreme. In the base notes you've got tonka beans and benzoin. So with comparing it to Molinard's Lavande, it's the 2015 launch. I think they've also had this lavender in a previous edition bottle. I remember because I visited Molinard back in 2013 and they didn't have these bottles at the time. They had kind of a more like ovalish kind of bottles, longer, but these bottles I really love. So I don't think this is really a 2015 release. It was originally launched in the 90s, I believe. But this came out in 2015, then re-released again in 2018. So I don't have a perfumer for this one either, but this is a 100 ml bottle and retails for $65. And get this, both of these are EDP, Eau de Parfum concentration, 100 ml for 100 ml bottle for $65. Turns out to be 65 cents per mil for the price per mil. Compared to this is cents, and these are dollars. Like if you're doing the per mil price of this one is $6.40 from the 50 ml, but this one is $3.26. Still very expensive comparing to the per mil price of the Lavande from Molinard. So with this one, with the notes, you've got at the top Lavandin and Clary sage. In the heart, you've got Lavender. And in the base notes, you've got Patchouli, Labdanum, Tonka beans, Benzoin, vanilla, and Musk. Kind of sort of similar notes, if you can see that, because in the base of this one, you've got Benzoin, vanilla, and Tonka beans, which kind of sort of match with the notes of this one in the base. You've got Tonka beans and Benzoin. So Benzoin and Tonka beans are more on the sweet side. So what are the difference between these two? What can I tell you? They're very, very close. To me, they are so close. It's like, why would I want to spend this much money for this one? I think if I wanted to not want that bottle, if I did not want this bottle, and if I had compared them side by side before I bought this one, I would have completely gone to this one because they're so close. I think what happens is when I smell this out of the bottle, and I've got it sprayed here, I've got it filled in my little atomizer that comes with your little decanter bottle. But when you spray it originally at the top, let me go ahead and spray some. And then I'm going to spray some of this one on this other hand here. And I'm going to tell you the difference. But the thing is, when I smell the fragrance, Lavender Extreme, out of the bottle, it does smell very, very sweet. There's a sweeter experience to it. It's funny though, when I wear them, this one dries down to be a little sweeter than the Lavender Extreme. It's interesting the way that works. Even though both of them have the Tonka beans and the benzoin in the base, this one doesn't dry down as sweet as the Lavande from Molinard here. I've been wearing it a lot. But at the top, they're so close. It's so close. It's like lavender in your face, big, bold. Like when I'm around lavender, I kind of like put my hands through it, and then I grab that lavender and kind of like get the oils to come off onto my hands, and then I put my hands to my nose. It smells like really loud lavender. So that's exactly what I'm smelling with both of these right now. It's interesting, they're so close. I can't believe how close they are. I mean, there's minute differences, but for those inexperienced noses, when you compare them side by side, you're going to say, okay, they're so close, they're almost identical. With me, I do pick up the nuances, but if you're comparing them not side by side, like if you've been wearing this one and then you went and smelled this at a store, after a few days of not wearing this one, you'll be like, damn, that smells so close to Lavande, and vice versa if you're doing it that way. And then if you've been wearing the Lavender Extreme, and then you put it off for a couple days, and then you've discovered this, you'd be like, oh man, I got ripped off. I bought that Tom Ford. It's so expensive. I could have had it with the Lavande from Molinard. Now Molinard, as I said, is a great brand. I know about this brand. I've visited their perfumery in Grasse a couple times actually, and I did a review of their leather fragrance and of course their vanilla patchouli. They have a great collection of fragrances. Even the fig from this house is great. Vanilla fruity is there. There's a rose. There's violet, the musk, and they come in two different kinds of bottles, and I don't know why they do that. It kind of gets confusing because in France, when I was there, they didn't have these bottles in their standalone store in the city of Nice. They had the longer bottles, same price. In fact, actually, they're a little cheaper in France because the conversion rate and all that good stuff. And then if you buy over like $175 worth of perfume in the store, you get to save on the tax. Of course, you have to do that in the airport. But these are great fragrances. I love this brand, and I should have thought twice about comparing it because I remembered this one and I forgot about it. And what really happened with me is the bottle. This really caught me and then really kind of like sucked me in because I absolutely love these Tom Ford Private Blend Collection bottles. I mean, if you have the money and you want to spend it for this ultra luxury experience of lavender, go with this one. I mean, you can. But if you're on a budget and you want to save money, $65 for this, for 100 ml, with per mil price of being 65 cents per mil, is a no-brainer. If you've been eyeing the Tom Ford Lavender Extreme for the longest time, you said it's way too much. Because this is in the same ballpark price as the fucking Fabulous and the Lost Cherry, the more pricier collection of fragrances. It's not in the regular lineup where the decanter flacon or the bottles are only around $610, I believe. So you're paying about $205 more for a 250 ml bottle just for this collection. Still, I think the conversion rate would still be very expensive, although getting close to the price of this, but still more expensive than this. But this is a great alternative to Lavender Extreme from Tom Ford. Molinard's Lavender. I think even if you don't know Tom Ford's Lavender Extreme and you are looking for a great lavender fragrance, I think this is a great fragrance. I really love it because it really dries down to this warm and sweet vanillic lavender. Both of them do. But it's interesting when I smell this, like I said, when I smell this out of the bottle, it smells sweeter than this one when I first spray it. But this one dries down to be a cooler lavender, and this one dries down to be a warmer lavender. And I think the benzoin and tonka beans are more prominent in here in the dry down than they are in the Lavender Extreme. And the other cool thing is, this one wears a lot thicker than Lavender Extreme. Lavender Extreme seems to smell thick, but the experience of the wearing is thinner. Like when I'm wearing this one, it's dense. I can feel the density, the intensity, and I don't want to make it sound like I'm really bragging about this one, but as I said, I requested this because I knew about the fragrance. I had sampled it before, and I feel dumb for not thinking twice about it and then picking up this one. But again, I like having this bottle around because it's pretty unique and original. The performance on this one is not a lot better, but definitely better than the Lavender Extreme. I think it's a no-brainer. You should definitely give this one a try. It's Lavande from Molinard. It's a house that I don't think a lot of people talk about it, but their collection of fragrances in these bottles are awesome. I like that about this house. If you want to watch my previous review for a couple of their fragrances, I'll have a link in the info box. But I think I want to do some more reviews about this this brand because they're such great and expensive fragrances. And the other thing I want to mention is, remember I did my Ferrari fragrances video, and that lavender in that video, the lavender from that brand, I liked and I didn't like. There's something metallic about that fragrance, and the fragrance wearing is really light and not dense. This one actually I find to be even a lot better than that lavender. It's a lot amberier, a lot warmer, and a lot denser. So check it out. This is Lavender, or actually this is Lavande from Molinard. And of course, I'm not dissing Tom Ford. I love the brand. I love a lot of their fragrances, and I'll keep buying them. And I'm glad I have this in my collection. But if you are looking for an alternative to Lavender Extreme, Molinard's Lavande is the way to go. So guys, have you compared Tom Ford's Lavender Extreme with Molinard's Lavande? Or have you sampled Molinard's Lavande and thought about sampling Tom Ford's Lavender Extreme? If you have a bottle of Molinard's Lavande and you have a store that sells this fragrance, why don't you take your bottle with you and compare it? I mean, see the similarities, because the similarities are definitely there. They're not identical fragrances. Nothing is ever identical unless it's a flat-out clone, but the similarities are definitely there. And if you're trying to save money, you don't have this and you've been wanting it, this is a great alternative for you. So that's all I have to say today in the video for you today about these two fragrances. But let me know your thoughts if you compared the two. Maybe you don't feel the same thing as I do. Put some comments down. Let's get a conversation started. Other than that, guys, if you have any questions or comments, please list below. Please like this video. Please share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.